Hello and welcome back to Yoga with Adele and this Foundations of Yoga series. Today we're looking at a posture called wide foot forward fold or prasarita padottanasana. And if you've got one, I would have a yoga block handy. So this can be handy just to bring the floor up to us a little bit if your hamstrings are a little bit tight. It's a chilly day here today in the UK, so my hamstrings might be a little bit tight because when it's colder, everything's a little bit tighter. So for this posture, you want to take your feet about as wide as one of your legs' lengths. So this is a rough guide for you if you're really tall. You see some people kind of doing it with legs like a little bit apart and they're really tall. So really they need to take their legs wider, or equally if you're really short like me and you try and take your legs super wide, then that's not going to work either. So you want your legs roughly, if you chopped one off and it fell down on the floor, it's about a leg's length. And then have your block, or you can use two blocks, in front like this. So you want to take it a little bit out. This is going to help with your spine, and I'll show you from the side as well. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our feet, turn our toes slightly inwards and the heels slightly outwards. Can you see that? So rather than them being straight forwards like that, or even out like this, we want to take them in and in. And you might be able to feel how that opens across the back, the sacrum here. It kind of gives this sense of spaciousness across the back. Then we're going to take our hands onto our waist for a moment and just lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. So we want to feel when we're folding forwards that we keep and maintain this beautiful length from the crown of the head straight down to the tailbone. So we want to feel that this portion of our spine stays like this as we fold. Can you see it staying nice and straight like a ruler, rather than we see sometimes people do this rounded curve in their back to kind of get down to the floor. So that's how we're going to use our block. So with your hands on your waist, just lengthen up through the crown of the head, lift the shoulders and then drop them away from the ears so you can feel your chest expand here. So hands are on the waist like superhero pose. Just going to pull the elbows back so this opens the rib cage and the chest even more. And we'll take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Do that twice more. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. One more. Good. Now, just for a moment, close your eyes and feel into your feet. I want you to feel into the heels of the feet. Just rock a little bit back so you can feel the weight in the heels. Now feel the weight in the balls of the feet. So lean forwards just a little bit. Now make sure you can feel the weight rolling inwards under your big toes. And then roll outwards and feel the weight on the outside edge of your feet under the little toes. Good. Now with this beautiful length through the spine, chest nice and open, see if you can move your weight so that it's even. So you've got weight in the heels, the toes, the inside and the outside, and keep that distribution of weight all the way through the posture. Good. Now blink your eyes open. Lift up even more from the hips up to the rib cage. So your ribs are moving away from your hips. Draw the low belly in, so scoop it in a little bit. And as you breathe out, hinge at the hips. Remember what I said about that really long spine. Imagine you've got a cliff face here. And you've got to really lengthen to peer over it, because about where your block is, that's where the edge of the cliff is. So if you round your back, you're not going to be able to see over the edge. So you've got to come out of your hip joints, lift up through the waist and the armpit chest and reach forward. So you've got a beautiful long spine. Start to feel the stretch in the back of the legs. You can place your hands on your shins here or on your block. or blocks. So you might choose to have 2 blocks like this. Okay, so now we're here. We've got our hands further forwards than our feet, so we are more easily able to maintain a long spine. If this is a step too far to bring your hands all the way down to a block, then what you could do is you could use a chair or a sofa. So you could come into this half forward fold, hands on the sofa or the chair. But wherever you are, what I want you to do is to maintain that length in your spine. So you're maintaining this length in your spine and your neck. So don't forget your neck, because it is part of your spine. So if you're kind of cricking the neck to look up at the video like this, just drop your gaze a little bit and see if you can integrate your neck into the rest of your spine. So if you're not on a mat, you might be a bit slippy, so I'm going to come back on my mat here. So once you've got this posture with a nice long spine and the tummy drawing in, then you can, if you feel you can maintain that spine, you might remove the block. You've not got any strain or force, the spine stays nice and long, you start to continue that trajectory, that fold. So your body starts to just fold down in the center. So then we can start to walk our hands back a little bit until we bring them in line with our feet here. So can you see that? We can take the hands forwards, lifting the chest and keeping the neck integrated, or we can begin to walk them back inwards in line with our feet. And then if we are close to the ground, we can put a block or a bolster under the head just to help press gently into the floor with the crown of the head. Or we can use a bolster. But the aim of this posture is not just necessarily to get the head down, it's to feel an opening across the back of the sacrum here, and it's to stretch the back of the legs, the hamstrings, the calf, the inner groins here. And it's also an inversion, so you're getting a nice inversion here. So to come up the same way. So make sure you've got that nice long spine. Use the legs, so you're squeezing the thighs here, the thigh muscles onto the bone. You're using your core, so engage your tummy. You can bring your hands back to your waist then, and lift with a straight spine all the way back up. Good. Another way you can come up is to heel toe your feet in like this, and to bend your knees and then roll up nice and gently through your spine. So moving straight into prasarita padottanasana, make sure that you have warmed up your legs a little bit first, because it is quite an intense stretch. There are different versions of the pose as well. You can come into it with your hands on your waist without bringing them down onto the block. So maybe once you've got the first version sorted, you can keep your hands on your waist as you fold and just let gravity do its thing here with the hands resting on the waist. The C version of this pose is to take the arms out, interlace behind the tailbone, open the shoulders, and folding forwards and reaching the arms up towards the ceiling, stretching the shoulders. Breathe in here. And then the D version of this pose is to wrap first and second fingers around the big toe and to let the elbows move out to the side as you fold forwards and hold. Beautiful. So play around with those versions. Obviously the modification is your half, your half fold using a chair or a sofa. I hope that makes sense. I hope you've enjoyed exploring prasarita padottanasana with me today, and I hope to see you back again soon for more foundations of yoga. If there's a pose that you want me to explore, that you're not sure about, that you maybe need modification for, or anything like that, please feel free to drop it in the comments. Please let me know if you've tried this pose, how you found it. Give this video a little like, and definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel where a new video is released every Monday. Thank you so much, and bye for now.